everybody on here right now. We got Sean here, we got Dave here. So we were just kind of going over Sean's side of the story and all. So I'm only gonna do this. We're gonna only put this on for 5 minutes. So let's see if we could just get this this conflict kind of put behind us and see if we can resolve this right now. So what I'm hearing right now, it seems like the main problem is just the communication with as far as getting the money at the end, because Sean was saying that here, Sean, let me let you explain.
I think Dave and I have gone back and forth enough in the past 2 days, really uncalled for, like online, that he knows exactly my stance on it, where I stand on it. It's gotten quite ugly. I really don't think we need to rehash it, but he knows that I feel like, without any doubt, that this does not have anything to do with the room. If it did, it would have came up a long time ago, not just recently. It didn't have anything to do with me. If it did, it would have came up a long time ago. Instead of just 2 days ago, you're putting a link up on your Facebook, and you're blaming Tim Bresnan. How it went from blaming Tim Bresnan, and you didn't even mention my name, to now blaming me. And before, it was never a mention about a room, or you didn't feel like you should have had two nights, or the $690 was unfair. Up until just recently, I showed the thread of all the comments for 4 weeks worth of comments, and never a complaint about a room, never a complaint about 2 nights. And I also showed where you knew about the room, you knew about the price before you came to Atlantic City.
Yeah, so look, Sean is right. The day before, it was the night before the day before. I did get an email from or a text from Sean saying that, by the way, it was $690 for the room, but I did not look at it. That's my fault. So in Sean's defense, he's correct. So I did get an email the night before this
now, can we agree
that I pulled Tim. So, and here's what it is, again, I think this has got way out of hand from both parties, from Sean and me.
Let me ask you, Dave. I just want to
hang on. Let me hang up here. Go ahead.
How do you
Paul.
feel with since Tim lives 5 hours away from Atlantic City, and he would literally had to wake up and leave at like 4 a.m. on that day, so is it kind of fair for him to stay, Friday and Saturday? I kind of couldn't see that being, being too crazy for 2 days, with him being 5 hours away.
Well, here's what it is. I've been in this arm wrestling game for 36 years, coming up this spring, a long time. I'm not a promoter like Sean is. I have little events, just little, not a promoter by any means, but I have my own little tournaments, right? I've had Corey Miller come from Wyoming 10 years ago to pull in my event. So I have always just kept people one night, or if I'm going somewhere, they put me up for one night. I mean, I'm not Tim Bresnan or Marcio Barbosa. I'm not an elite arm wrestler. I can be very good at times, but I'm not an elite arm wrestler. So I've always been put in for one night. So it isn't the room. It was, and all the stuff that Sean is saying is true. I was trying to say, you know what, I should just pay it. And I was trying to, maybe I just thought it was just a bit much of $690. That caught me off guard, the amount. And it's not that I don't have the money to pay him. I tried to actually call Tim Bresnan today, but he can't hear, or he was driving a tractor trailer, because this has gotten way out of hand. I've been friends with Tim for a long time, right? And I don't really want to lose Tim Bresnan as a friend. And I wouldn't consider me and Sean friends. This is bullshit. I think it's just gotten way out of hand from me and Sean. So let me just ask you, Sean. I'm at the point right now where I just want to get this, hashed out one way or the other, because and again, people don't want to come up here. I'm not going to ask any of my buddies. I'm not going to ask Paul Lynn or James Reed or Travis or whoever to speak and say, oh, that's way too much money. That's not their problem. It's mine. Right. But I just think $690 caught me off guard. That caught me off guard. The amount of money. It's not the room. It's not the 1 or 2 nights. It's I looked on Tropicana after this, after we arm wrestled or whatever. There's a Tropicana's up there somewhere in Atlantic City, 167, 215, 229 on Saturday nights. So, and then I got the bill, or someone showed me. I don't remember who showed it to me, either Sean or Tim showed me something right before we arm wrestled, a paper. So usually they don't print something out. I assumed, and this is an assumption, I assumed that Tim stayed Thursday and Friday night, because normally they don't do a printout of your hotel stay.
It came to conclusion it was Friday and Saturday night. That's why I was telling you.
Yeah, that's where I was confused too, because I did have a bill from, they showed me, I saw the $690 on a piece of paper. I didn't look at it, but I saw it. And when I first saw it, I was in like a little bit of shock, and I was like, oh, I gotta put my aside. I'm getting ready to arm wrestle somebody I've never beaten in my life, right? I chose to pull Tim Bresnan because how good he is, just to see if I could. I've never even slowed him down, never even stopped him ever. So I always try to punch above my weight if I can. Wayne Withers, Tim Bresnan. I'm always trying to arm wrestle someone better than me, not someone that I know I can beat. So anyway, you tell me, Sean, what do we got to do to make this go away?
Your complaint is how much Atlantic City costs and hotel rooms. Now, I understand you're saying that you looked at some other, and no, if you go online right now and you start looking at rates in Atlantic City, it's going to tell you a whole bunch of promotional amounts to get you basically looped in. Go into the Tropicana and go ahead and try to book that room for Friday and Saturday night. Go ahead and try to book it. And before you pay it, just hit and to see what the final deal is. It's not going to be those promotional rates. I promise you. I showed you.
So something changes when you try to bill it, when you try to buy it?
Yeah, I could vouch for that, brother. I
got you.
I stay at Atlantic City all the time. And, when you guys said the dates where it was in July and it's at the end, you're in the summer season in Atlantic City on a Friday, Saturday night. They're going to bend you over.
Yeah, actually, the room for Friday night was in the $400 range. The typical price for Friday night was in the $400 range, and the typical price for the Saturday night was in the $300 range. So they were different prices, but at either rate, they're both a good bit more than $200. But then on top of that, they have their resort fees and their hotel taxes and their city taxes on top of that. So yeah, it gets very, very costly. So you're looking at the normal rates without the hotel fees, without the hotel taxes, the city taxes, without the resort fees. Just the hotel cost would be more than $700. And then they added all of that other stuff on there. But then they gave me a 20% discount because I had a group there before in previous years. And I brought a group back there this time. This is where every one of us stayed. And when we're talking about 1 or 2 nights, I don't know who you're getting to come for one night, because I've never been able to do that. I put up so many super matches in Vegas. When we went, I lost a ton in Vegas because I put up every one of those guys for 2 nights. Tim was going to be on my dime originally. Tim was coming to Ralph and pull the tournament. He was going to come just to Ralph and pull the tournament. And I was putting him up in a hotel, just like with all of my other staff that came there that day. They all stayed Friday night and Saturday night. But whenever you got involved wanting to do this this super match or this vendetta, and you took on that room cost because that was just part of the agreement. But and
yeah. And between me and you, Sean, so I will tell you in your regarding me, I never said only one night. right? I did not say that. I'd be lying if I said that. Nor did Sean say it was going to be 2 nights. So that is the little bit of thing where, I did not tell him I was only paying for 1 night. And I assumed it was 1 night. And maybe Sean assumed it was 2 nights,
2
right?
nights.
Because it was never said between me and Sean, look at all the text. It wasn't 1 or 2 nights. And then, I was trying to maybe 6 weeks before, I think it was about 5 or 6 weeks before, I was trying to pay for Tim's room before, and Sean was going to send me a link. And then, but I never thought that this was ever going to happen like this. Had I thought we were going to have an issue like we had, I would have made sure that I paid for Tim's room myself before, and I would have just ordered a hotel that was close to the event. I would have found a hotel. And then I would have had to ask Sean, does Tim want to stay Friday night or does he want to stay Saturday night? And then Sean would have said, well, he wants to stay both nights. And then we could have hashed that out before I arm wrestled Tim Bresnan. And so I never, there was never a discussion on 1 night or 2 nights.
So moving on, guys.
Or Tim.
I want to get this settled so that we could just squash this beef.
And here's how I feel about it. Let me just tell you this. I feel this way about it. I don't want to lose Tim Bresnan as a friend. I don't. I do not want to lose Tim Bresnan as a friend. And I'm at the point now where I'm about ready just to fuck it. Pay for $500 is not going to change my life, right? $500 is not going to change Dave Marrocco's life. It is not going to. I talk to, who do you talk to when you're having to deal with an issue? You talk to all your friends. All my friends said I lost my fucking mind to even consider paying, because then it's admission of guilt. I said, no, it's not. It's not an admission of guilt. This is me going to do this because I don't want to
things right.
Listen, Tim's friendship to me is worth way more than $500, right? That's how I feel about it, right? And I think this got way out of hand with words between me and Sean, between me and Tim. It shouldn't even have got like this, right? It got way out of hand.
It should have never went online. And I tried to squash this by paying Tim myself. And I told you that I was going to pay Tim.
So let me ask you this. Did you already pay Tim?
He will not take my money.
Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. Listen, this is what I'm going to do. We're going to squash it right now. Whether my friends, it doesn't matter. This is me doing what I think is right because of how it went down.
Dave,
now, listen,
I'm your friend, and I think that's a really good thing, bro. I think this would squash everything.
Listen, I did call Tim today, and he said he can't hear, but he did hear yesterday or the other day on a Zoom call. So maybe he's upset he doesn't want to pick the phone call. So
he sold his house, and he's moving to Tennessee, and he's driving a big truck, moving all of his stuff.
So I am going to send Tim Bresnan, whatever state he's in tomorrow, I'm going to go to Walmart and I'm going to send the dude $500. I'm going to send him $500 and we're going to make this go away. Right. And again, I'm not doing this because, like I said, a really good friend of mine, I don't want to say any names. Oh, it's admission of guilt. No, it's not. This is because I feel that strongly towards Tim Bresnan, and I feel that he was the arm wrestler. He should have gotten paid, and he didn't get paid. So that's what I want to do. I don't think this needs to go on one more day. I'm going to race and my wife. So I know there was someone who said I didn't have the balls enough to keep the text up, and again, we don't need to argue anymore.
It's over.
My wife took it off because we have friends, we have church friends, we have people that, that's not cool for them to see. We have I have a 17-year-old son, he has some friends that are, 14. They don't need to see that kind of stuff. So my wife took it off, and I should have never put it on blast like I did. Sean was actually trying to keep it hush hush, and I do have a type A personality, and when I get bent out of shape, sometimes I go on a rant. So anyway, for what it's worth, Sean, I will just say, just put my hand out. I'm sorry for the blah, blah, blah. And it wasn't never about that I didn't have the money or anything like that. And I think we should just, and I'm not saying me and you are going to be besties or anything like that, but I'm a grown man and I can be reasoned with. I can push things back to the side, and emotions are high right now, whatever. I mean, I feel way better about, look, I feel way better about because I feel like I'm doing the right thing. And I know a lot of people, when I hang this phone up, are going, but I don't really give a shit, right? You
Nah,
know,
you're
this
doing the
is
right
how
thing, bro.
I feel, as though because of uh how it went down, what went down, how it took place, how there, I don't think there was miscommunication. I think there was lack of communication. It really wasn't miscommunication. We just didn't talk about one night or two night or the amount. And the only thing that really, the 690 just caught me off guard by a good bit, you know. And this dude don't care if I say his name. You know, we all know Travis. Travis says 200 is way too much. What are you, crazy? I said, dude, 200 is, you know, normal. I said I was going to float him another 100 to give it, to make it 300, but he stayed 2 nights. And so, but
Well,
it is what it is. I'm going to
my
take care of it.
my main concern is just to get Tim paid. Like I said, I tried to do it myself. The day that I told you I was sending him the money, I called him and told him, I said, I'm sending you the money. I said, I'll work it out with Dave. He said, no, do not do that. And I've tried since then to send him the money, and he will not take my money. He says, I don't owe him the money. Dave owes him the money.
All right. Well, that's what I'm going to do. And I feel like I'm doing the right thing. This is what I feel like. This decision is me. This isn't someone else's decision. It's not any of my friends. It's mine. So I feel like, you know, and I'm going to get a lot of flack from this, but I don't really care. You know what I mean? That doesn't matter to me.
Good. And now I get my 20% envelope, right?
Yeah, yeah. It is what it is, you know. And I actually feel, I feel better inside. I feel like I'm doing the right thing. So I don't know what state Tim's in, Sean. Maybe you can help me out what state he's going to be in tomorrow. Because if I do this, I mean, I can do a physical address. I just thought the Walmart to Walmart, he'll get the money in 10 minutes, right? I'll have to pay $520 to send 500 or whatever, something like that. But he'll get it. I'll just give Tim Bresnan the code. He'll get his money and we'll be
Perfect.
done.
So Sean, you can help him out with that, with getting it to Tim and all.
Yep, absolutely. I don't mind being the go-between until the end of this thing, because I feel like I'm responsible for Tim. And again, my main concern right now is just to get the man paid.
Perfect.
And that's what I'm going to do.
Now, one last thing before I call this and end this interview. I want to bring up, Sean, you got a big super match coming up. I think you got a 3-way going with my boy. You got Jeff Frank and you got Matt Craig in there. Is this confirmed and locked in?
Double. I'm gonna do a double vendetta. Same arm.
Nice.
I'm gonna pull a vendetta in Branson with Jeff Frank, and then right after I get through with Jeff Frank, no matter how it goes, I'm gonna pull one with Matt Craig.
Nice. And so how are you feeling with your left? Are you feeling confident with both matches, and who are you more worried about?
I always feel confident with my left, especially in vendettas. In vendettas, I get to concentrate and focus on that event. I suck at pulling tournaments because I'm always pulling my tournaments and I'm always reffing my tournaments. So to promote a tournament and then referee a tournament and pull it at the same time, it sucks. So
yeah,
I always
doesn't work. That doesn't work.
But I feel good. I feel confident about my what I'll do there in the vendettas. I'm looking forward to that.
Well, I'm wishing you good luck with that. And I'm glad, guys, that we could come to agreement. You know, we're all part of a brotherhood, man, and this is a great community. And, you know, we all got our good reputations. We want to keep that. And Dave, I want to give you a lot of respect for that, man. That's being a man of your word. You're making everything right with that. So definitely agree with that. Anybody like to say anything else before we call it a night?
Like I said, I respect that as well, and I appreciate it very much.
Yeah, no problem, Sean. Like I said, man, we're both grown men. I can let a bygone be bygone. Like I said, I'm not expecting us to be best friends or nothing, but if I see you, I'll shake your hand, say, what's up, Sean? I have no problem whatsoever. And Again, I do think that Sean learned from this, and I did myself. So I will never, whether I'm on his side of the fence or my side of the fence, I will make sure I'm very clear on the 1 day or the amount. Hey, man, this is what I'm going to pay, and I'll go up to 400, I'll go up to 300 or whatever. I just think it should be, I own my own business and I do contracts, right? So I just didn't think, never crossed my mind that something like this would come down, but it is what it is, and it's done with. I've dealt with it, and I think I've done the right thing. And
Yes.
that's how I feel about it. Doesn't matter who else feels, like a lot of my friends were thinking I was, now you're gonna admission of guilt if you freaking pay. What are you
All right,
crazy?
Dave, let's talk about
I'm
September
all good.
25th.
Hey, so anyway, September 25th, Jerry Cataract coming to practice. We're trying to get Jerry ready for Hermes Gasparini. I personally think Jerry is one of the most, and I told this to Paul when Paul first brought Jerry on like 9 months ago, whenever I reached out to Paul and I said, dude, Jerry Cataract is one of the most underrated arm wrestlers in North America, period. I myself am afraid of his technique because his power and his shoulder roll and just he's just so matter of fact. His pin is so short, it's like 6 inches to the pin. So I believe Jerry has the right ingredients if he doesn't rush to Levon to be able to go to the king of the table or whatever it may be, and to be successful, because Jerry has a ton of endurance. And I don't think, like I said when I talked to you the other day, Paul, I don't think we saw the best version of Jerry. He's been out for 3 years, and that's his first tournament back. So, and he arm wrestled somebody very, very good in Gennady, and he got the win, right? It was a war, but he got the win. But Jerry's only going to progress as John Brzenka has progressed in the last year. John is better now than he was when he pulled Chance Shaw.
September 25th, 1 p.m. over at Dave's house. He's throwing his big practice. We got Jerry Cataract coming. I'm flying into town. We're going to probably get
Hutchins. I think he got Hutchins. I'm trying to get Barbosa. So it's going to be a good practice. Paul Lynn, Travis Pagent.
So if you're in that area over by Maryland, make sure to get over there, help out Team Jerry. We all got to get behind him and show our support, come tug on his arm and get him ready. And I just want to thank you guys again for coming on. I'm very happy that we got to a good agreement at the end of this. And I'll be posting this up tomorrow, guys. Have a great night.
All right. See you, man. See you guys.